Like, there was a cloud in the lobby of some guest who was a fucking retard and set their popcorn for 5 minutes or some shit.
I want it to
And
be extra crispy.
how can you prevent your guests from being stupid in your lobby? No, nobody consistent. Okay, from now on, whenever the microwave is on, you have to go check it, regardless of who put something in the microwave in the lobby. An employee has to go check it. These are unrealistic things that the person is requesting. First of
How
all,
about this? Whenever someone wants to use a microwave, they actually have to go and attach a string to their arms.
To
They
the
essentially have to
person.
put on a glove. It's a special glove. And as long as the glove is on, the microwave will work. And that way, they try to detach the glove at any given time, the microwave will turn off. And so that way, when you come running and go, who the fuck is using the microwave and fucking shit up? You know exactly
this
who
is
it is
innovative.
at all times. You are
I love
attached
it.
to the microwave during the process of it making it go shit on fire.
I love it. And then you'd know instantly.
Who's a fucking
There's
retard?
no way that this can be. There's no way that her claims can be substantiated, but any of them. But she feels compelled to complain. And while I was trying to just make sure that we checked out okay and everything was fine, this bitch is complaining to management about simple shit. And because she's white and because she's old and because she's complaining, she will get something free. When I was the person who was in this establishment and understood the establishment, paid what I was supposed to pay, and left. I'm the best example of what you had this previous night. And the person who gets something for free, or the person who gets a discount on shit, is the person that's a fucking ignorant bitch.
Yep. That's how a lot of places work. You know this. You know that's how that works. It just depends. Now that you know how it works, are you going to take advantage of it? Or are you just going to be able to be like the decent human being and go, wow, that person's a fucking batshit insane, stupid piece of shit. And
Which
just
makes
gotta
me
go
think
with
that
it.
it's beneficial if you just stand in the lobby of a hotel after you stay in it and wait until somebody complains and then go, yeah, fuck that shit.
Yeah, I have that same problem too. Fuck this.
Yeah, she's right. Fuck this place.
This hotel is like so fucking gay. I can't believe it. Everywhere you went, things are trying to fuck you at
Yeah.
all times. You see that cactus over there? It tried to have sex with me numerous times.
There
Every
was a
time-
midget with a heart on in my elevator.
Oh, again and again and again. You know what?
It's
Some
fucked
people
up.
call it a midget. Some people call it my son. One way or another, it was still a midget with a heart on. I just could not escape it, no matter what I did.
He's 5 and he's adorable, but he can't control himself.
He has a raging heart on at all times of the day. It's
At that
pretty
age,
disgusting.
what are you supposed to do? He's got a hot mom.
We have to go and essentially he has to wear sweatpants all the time.
I've told her to be a little less vigorous when she's washing him during bath time, but you know, she's got to be thorough.
She can't stop herself. Women.
She needs a cling dinky.
She's like, you know what? Who knows where that's going to be later on this evening? So let's give it a nice, thorough scrub.
I don't know where that's been. Bring it over here. Bring your little asparagus over here. We're gonna give it a little rinse.
It smells like daddy's dongy. Trying to make it extra, extra clean.
And tell your uncle to stop looking at it.
He's got one of his own. He just having to look at his own. Anyways,
His bedroom eyes.
yes, it's just as such. So Leo, after all of this, are you now trying to go and think of whether or not you should start joining the crew and becoming a curmudgeon and complain about everything, or what?
It's hard to say because I'm not much of a complainer, and that being said, I will stand up for things that are fucked up. But when it comes to things that are regular, like a fucking smoke alarm at 1 o'clock in the morning, you can't control that shit. But when it comes to regular stuff, even when we're at a restaurant and I'm like, wheat toast, and I have to go to the girl and be like, our wheat toast, and she's like, oh yeah, and then 20 minutes later she brings wheat toast. If that's the issue, even at a fucking $5 breakfast menu place, it's game on for me. Not to the point where I need anything, but to the point where I need to point out that this person is a pain in the ass and they're not a good server. I'll totally do it. But for reasonable things, but who knows? If I made $100,000 a month and I paid $1,000 to just be in a hotel and just their restaurant service, their little bistro service, and their room service, and something little happened, like a smoke alarm, I can't say that I wouldn't be like, that shit was fucked up, because I'm already paying the premium. These people should be, you know, paying me compliments and giving me foot massages. They should be driving me around. They should be my personal chauffeur service while I'm out at that even location for how much I'm paying for this room. So I can't say that never, but while I'm a regular consumer, which I think that 98% of the world is, just let them fucking do their job and relax. If it's something that you've asked for 3 times and they're being a pain in the ass, make sure that that person gets their due. But the company doesn't owe you a fucking hand job just because one of their employees didn't remember to bring you your extra towels or didn't know how long it takes popcorn to burn in the lobby. Doesn't make fucking sense.
So you're trying to say with the more money you have, the more you can go and get people to pretty much just do whatever the fuck you want, as well as
the more
jump
the
all
more
over
money
everything.
you spend, absolutely.
I'm spending top quality dollar to make it so that everyone jumps backwards and bends over backwards to be able to go and get exactly what I want, no matter how unreasonable it is, because god damn it, I'm fucking special and my money makes it that way.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if I spent $5 on a haircut, shit just needs to be cut. If I spent $60 on a haircut, that shit better be exactly what the fuck I wanted.
Oh man, just so funny how money works. It's just so funny.
I think that a lot of people would agree with me.
No, I understand that, but at the same time, you kind of go, you know, you feel entitled. With money, you get the entitlement factor, and then that's, you know, people wonder why people that have tons of money are fucking dicks.
I'll tell you this: if I made you a bet, and I said, "Give me a high five," and you touched my hand with your hand, you'd win your dollar. But if I paid you $100 to go and kiss a girl, just a random stranger, and you kissed her on the hand, that shit ain't right. And that's the equivalent. For me, that's the equivalent. Is because money does change things as far as what is expected. And you better be making out with that girl regardless of whether she wants it or not for the money that I'm paying for this bet.
I understand that to a certain degree, but at the same time, I'm like, I just, you know, it's just like people that have fucking way too much money on their hands, and they just feel like they're fucking God's gift to people, and they're like, oh, okay, I can do whatever the fuck I want because I have a certain dollar amount in my bank account, and therefore I own you. It's like they have enough money where they can buy you. They can essentially make you like their fucking
I can totally agree with that. I can totally agree with your point, even before, before you made it, although I feel like you already even made your point.
I understand it. At the same time, I don't like it.
If someone's a billionaire and someone walks up to me and says, clean my shoes, I'm like, fuck you. If someone, like, opened the door for me and they're a billionaire, I may or may not do it, but if they said it with a certain amount of fuck you to it, I'd give them an equal amount of fuck you to it. But the thing behind all of that is you don't have to accept that money, but if you do accept that money, you have to provide a certain level of service.
I understand that. I say along the lines of, like, if you go and you spend $20 for a fucking hotel room, you can't expect too much. But if you spend
Right.
$500 for a hotel room, and everyone else is usually paying around $100, and you're getting like the suite, and you want extra special service, then yeah, you would expect a certain level better. But at the same time, everyone, people are just human. And so if you expect that, like, the person who does a $20 hotel room is able to make 10 mistakes, and the person that does the $500 hotel room is able to make 1,
0.
that's a different story. That's a different story than like everything has to be fucking picture perfect. And I think a lot of people just kind of go, hey, everything was picture perfect, but I'm going to pretend like 5,000 things were wrong so I can get free shit.
But they're also being rewarded for that system, yeah.
Yeah, and people take advantage of that. They know, because a lot of people who are richer, who have more money, take advantage of it and say, hey, even though it was perfect, I'm going to tell you that it was fucking terrible, and I'm going to go and expect you to get all the money back from it because I'm a fucking asshole. And so it's people that take advantage of the system, which I don't like. It's one thing to say, hey, everyone else is spending, $100 for a hotel room. I'm spending $1,000 because I expect everything to go really nicely and really well. And I walked in there and there was a fucking cockroach on the ground. This is not excusable. I understand that as well. I am not cool with someone who's saying that they did. They killed it and they threw it out, or they ate it because they don't actually have proof. And they're like, fuck you. I fucking ate the goddamn cockroach because I thought it was a peanut, and it ended up being a cockroach, and there was legs inside of my mouth, which never actually happened, so that they can get a free upgrade. And people have to say, okay, well, you know what, I can't, it's your word against mine, and our hotel's policy is that you're always right no matter what, and so therefore I'm going to just, put up with anything, and you get whatever the hell you want, and other people have to suffer for it, which I think is terrible.
Yeah. I mean, I think we agree fundamentally.
People are rewarded for being fucking douchebags.
But at the same time, yeah. I mean, even at the people who pay $40 for a hotel room, they can complain and they can get more shit than the people who paid that $40 and they left that room spotless. like people didn't even, they already folded the sheets on the ground so they could go wash them and just replace them. I mean, it doesn't matter how good you are in that room. There are people that paid just as much as you did, and just because they have it in them to complain about shit, they get more than you did, and it should be almost the opposite. People should contact you after you leave a hotel or a restaurant or whatever your massage parlor or something like that, and if you're a great customer, they should call you and they should offer you shit. Just because you're a great customer, you never complain about shit. And the people who complain about shit, they're the ones who get less than you do for being a good customer who pays for their shit and has reasonable expectations of it.
Well, yeah,
that's not the way it works, obviously.
That should be, in a perfect world, that's how it should work. That's not how it works at all. Because otherwise, the place would go fucking bankrupt.
Good customers get the shaft, and bad customers get extra shit.
You know why? Because if you're a good customer, then generally you're not complaining. Once again, you're complaining because you're unhappy. How do you make someone who's unhappy, who potentially comes on back? You offer them free shit. And as well as you're already going and paying a manager X amount of dollars to do that shit, their job is to go and placate you and make it so that you're happy. They're already getting paid for it no matter what, so the hotel looks at it like, well, if all I have to do is bring them an extra towel, or I got to do this, or I got to bend them over backwards, or we have an extra room available no matter what anyways, let's give it to them, make sure that they're happy, and so they might potentially use us in the future. We already took out, $800 out of their bank account. Let's look at it this way. If they went and they ordered the suite that they're staying in right now, they would have paid us $6,000, but we also have a suite which no one is using anyways. They might come back and use this again. We might be able to go and get $1,000 out of them, and we might have another suite that we're not using. We'll still get $1,000 out of them, and we'll give them a suite for free. It's still money that we were not making beforehand, so it works out in our favor.
The point that you just made makes me want to complain more.
Yeah, I understand that. But at the same time,
because you're paying the same amount, but you may be getting more.
Yeah, but the reason why you're complaining is to cheat their system or to fuck everyone else over. It's not the right thing to do. It might be
I agree.
it might be the thing to do because of the fact that you believe that it's going to get you farther, or it'll be like a nicer accommodation or some shit like that. But that's you're essentially taking advantage of a system based on, people being fucking dickholes. That's what it is. It's a dickhole system. If you want to make use of it, then go for it. But at the same time, it's fucking shitty.
It ain't right.
It works because people are fucking shitty and people are fucking dicks. Not because it's what, needs to happen. It's just how people or how companies look at it.
There should be, I hope there's a survey for people that complain. I think that white people, and then I think that like second place is maybe like some sort of Asian religion of some sort, and then it might maybe be Indians, and then not like Native American, like Indians, and then
Dot Indians.
And then maybe feather. Mexicans, and then maybe blacks, and then maybe actual African Americans, the blacks. I don't know. When it gets later and I'm drinking, I get congested. Sounds weird.
Oh, you said the blacks. The blacks.
The
blacks.
The black. But I think in that order, I think even if like Chapman University conducted an independent study.
You are getting so racist. The drunker you get, the more you talk about blacks being last. What the fuck, dude?
I talk about racist? No, I mean that's reverse racism to think that a certain ethnicity complains less than all the others. It would almost be racist against white people in I guess Asian cultures. But then again, I think that Cambodians and maybe even Vietnamese complain less than Koreans and
I wouldn't be surprised if middle class white people didn't complain at all, and then upper class white people complained about fucking everything.
Yeah, but they complained enough to include the middle class. They overcompensated for their middle class.
Oh yeah, they're complaining enough to go and complain for the middle class and lower class. Pretend they want to go and pretend like every situation they're being treated like lower class citizens when they're already treated like they're fucking bee's knees, like they're gods on their own fucking situation.
It's funny that society can include such an elitist white class, and also include such a
use your words. Let's look at it this way. There's such a huge
socially diminished white trash version of the same people.
Well, what it is that there's like, the 3% makes everyone else in that entire 97% look like complete absolute bullshit.
You're white. Why aren't you making $7 million?
You're white. You already have so many things going in your favor, and you're acting because what? You only got 2 mints instead of 4 mints? The fucking world is like hating you and you're fucking at a disadvantage. Fuck you, you're white. You're born with an advantage that you couldn't even possibly imagine.
You were born into this shit. You're the one that decided you wanted to sleep with your stepson and carry a shotgun. You could have been a successful business person.
How funny would that be? You go up and you start complaining and you just see a little, a little sign or a little card that's handed to you that says, look, you were already given the best card in the world. You were born white. Fucking shut up. You're already dealt the best hand in the entire fucking world to begin with, which is a lot of like what Louis C.K. always talks about. It's like, dude, I'm a white male. I got the fucking, I got everything. I got everything handed to me on a silver fucking platter. Are you kidding me? It would be funny.
It would be funny if your birth certificate said "you're welcome" and no other races like really understood that.
What if you actually got like when you're born, you get a little smiley face apparatus for how lucky you are? You're white. There's just a huge giant like smiley face, and as you get
it's like an odd mood stone or something. It's like, oh, you're feeling glum. Oh, you're feeling happy. But when you're born, you're feeling rich.
You're feeling like all the cards are in your court. You're rich, and the only way it's not going to work out for you is if you're a nerd. And if you're a nerd, things will still be okay. But whatever. It could be worse. You could not be white. What if you were an Asian nerd? What if you're a black nerd? Oh man, you're so fucking screwed.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what your affinity for the English language or math or science or whatever is. Unfortunately, you're not white.
Yeah, I mean, therefore, you've already got a couple of things stacked against you.
But we're accentuating a stereotype because I've seen a crazy amount of successful every single race.
But come on, there's a lot more successful white people, at least in this country, than it should fucking deserve. As well
There's
as
millionaires in every single race in this country.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Millionaires. Billionaires in every single race.
What are we waiting for? What's keeping us?
Yeah, I don't know. My super awesome invention. Don't mention it. I just thought of it today. Don't mention it. It's gonna be balls.
I'm hitting.
It's gonna be the balls.
I'm hitting you with my torch.
I'm hitting you with my flower.
Flower power.
That sounds specifically intoxicating and erotic.
It sounds like you're a girl and you're trying to get me to go and play with her hey nano.
All right, let's close this up, sweetheart.
I'm gonna hit you with my flower. But Buddha Bear's getting his ass kicked over and over again. That's so much fun. Okay, well,
I love it.
This is Fillers. Once again, coming to you with another episode of Minecraft Podcast Studios with 3 Destinos awesome goodness with my good friend Lance Farsight.
Lance Farsight, somethingradio.net. Tune in and subscribe and watch all the other videos that are related to this awesome shit. And if you need hosting, hit up
ComputerKing.com.
ComputerKing.com.
Thanks, buddy.
With K's.
Lots of K's. So many K's. Look at the description for this video, and I'm sure you'll see it.
Yeah, good hearing from all you guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. We'll be doing more shit, and we're trying to kill 6-packs every 60 minutes for you guys.
And we're doing a terrible job at it. All you gotta do is listen. All you gotta do is enjoy. Give us some comments.
Ear holes.
Give us some comments. Let us know what you think.
Like it?
If you don't like it, then fuck off. If you don't like it, then fuck off some even harder. There's no amount of fuck off that you can do that we will not appreciate. So get on it. And thanks for listening.
Later.
Later.